right from the beginning. Don't make no mistakes, better play it safe. Move with caution, my nigga, watch out for the snakes. It was all good for a minute. Keep your shit straight, get it right from the beginning. Don't make no mistakes, better play it safe. Move with caution, my nigga, watch out for the snakes.
What's good, people? Welcome to the St. Corley Show. I'm your host, Alex, here to talk about a few things today. A lot of things been circulating around the news, just different things on television, different things on these social media apps, Facebook in particular. A lot of new hip-hop music has come out in 2025. A lot of opinions, a lot of facts, a lot of things that people have to say in regards to A through Z. I'm just here to give my little 2 cents. But first, let's give a moment of silence for the creator. Great. First things first. Your boy Shannon Sharpe. I don't know if he's been set up. I don't know if he thought things through before he went on ahead and did whatever it was. I don't know if things are true or falsified. What I do know is that he settled for a very substantial amount of money for a person who says that he is innocent. He's been removed from ESPN. That's where most of us know him from. Personally, I know him from being a NFL player for the Denver Broncos as well as the Baltimore Ravens. Tight end, Hall of Fame guy. Has a talk show. A couple of talk shows, where he interviews people. Another one where he does with another former football player, Chad Ochocinco. Now, Shannon Sharpe was in hot water because a particular young lady said that he sexually assaulted her. In what way, I'm not sure. I'm not clear on that. But my thing is, they had a sexual relationship going on. I'm not sure how or to what extent the relationship was, but he essentially was accused of sexually assaulting a Caucasian young lady. First things first, Shannon Sharpe is knocking on 60. I'm not sure exactly how old he is, but he's in his 50s, and I believe this young lady is maybe 25, 30 years younger than he is, which is crazy. And, he's a guy who's made a bunch of money in the NFL. He has started to make a lot of money being a sports analyst on ESPN and, certain sports networks, but ESPN in particular. He's also made a great name for himself being a podcast show host on YouTube, Club Shay Shay, which, has put a lot of money in his pocket. He's done a lot of interviews. He's had a lot of interesting people on his show, making a very good name for himself, supporting his older brother, who's also in the Hall of Fame now, Sterling Sharpe. But the thing is, he kind of got tripped up. And personally, I feel that he was set up. I feel like couple things. I feel like he was set up for that. And I also feel like he was going out of his way to get rid of some rumors about himself. First things first, though. I believe that it was noticeable that Shannon Sharpe was making a come up, that he was making another name for himself off of the football field. Got a lot of money, becoming more popular, being talked about in barbershops and households, private conversations, group chats, that type of thing. I just think that the young lady, whatever her name is, saw a silver spoon, so to speak, and went for what she knows. She went for the jugular. I believe he was being sued for like $50 million initially, but he eventually settled for like $25 million, which is crazy. $25 million? Man, look, $25 million, man, I'm not even really trying to be seen anymore. And that's not a lot of money to a lot of millionaires, but $25 million to me, I'm not on nothing. I might continue to podcast and so forth and so on, support my family, but I'm not trying to be popular. I'm not trying to be seen. I'm not trying to be in the limelight. You don't have to know me, see me, like me, interact with me, or anything. Be associated with me. That's perfectly fine. 25 million, I'm cool. I'm gonna make that work for a lifetime, and so are my kids and their kids. Like we're gonna find a way, living the way that we live, just a a little bump up, but like not too extravagant, but just a little bit. But I just feel like that young lady, along with other people who probably didn't get the chance, saw their golden ticket. They saw a chance to, let me get this going, let me get this going, let me sue him for this because it's a Caucasian person and it's an African American person. They're gonna believe her story over his. He's this big guy, strong guy. This is a little petite woman. I think that she weighed out her options, and I don't feel like she was the only one in on it. She had conversations with some people. She talked to some lawyers or a lawyer, something like that. She didn't just go for this by herself. There was a plan in place to overtake Shannon Sharp to make him look like the bully and the villain and make her the victim, the hero. You know, it's just really messed up all around the board, and I feel like this is a situation that he could have avoided. You know what I mean? Like seriously, you could have found somebody that was in your lane, you know, doing what you do, not somebody that's 25 years younger than you. Like, that's crazy to me. On top of, Shannon Sharp went out of his way to dodge and, block the gay rumors. I mean, have you guys seen some of the stuff that he's worn or some of the people he's been at public events went public events with, particularly NBA games, who was sitting with him, or how he, his mannerisms and so forth and so on, the man bags and all this type of stuff. I mean, man bag is cool, depending on what type of little bag you got, a little satchel, a little something. I get it. Some guys don't want stuff in their pockets and, your bulky pockets, but, Shannon Sharp was a bit much to be, a straight guy. Just my opinion. I could be wrong. Some people probably feel different ways, and that's fine. But I feel the way that I feel. He went out of the way to dodge those things. I remember on social media there was a leaked audio of him engaging in relations with a young lady, and I'm not sure if that was on purpose. I kind of think it was on purpose, actually. That's just my opinion again. But you have to go through a lot of different button pressing in order to go live on whatever social media platform you like to go live on, and have something played live. Like there are steps that you have to go through. There are buttons that you have to push. You can't just do it and just automatically done, and here we are. No, it doesn't work like that. You have to put forth some effort. So I don't think that that was an accident in any way. But I do feel like he was set up. I do feel like he put himself in that position, and it could have been avoided. I feel like he could have done something different, and all of that resulted in him settling for about 25 million bucks, which I'm sure hit his pockets the hard way, which is crazy. Like come on, man. I don't particularly know the ins and outs of the case. I don't particularly care to know either, but I just feel like that was a situation that could have been avoided, that could have not been on his table at all. Like, you didn't have to do that. I'm sure there are plenty of women to pick from that would not have been doing that. I mean, he had a consistent relationship with this person, and I'm almost certain that she knew what she was doing. That's just my 2 cents on that particular situation. Moving right along, I am a huge hip hop fan. Huge. I like some of the old hip hop guys, some of the new ones. You know, it just fluctuates. You know, it's just my likes, my taste. And you know, I'm a guy who doesn't particularly care what somebody else thinks of my opinions. It's just that's just me. I like what I like. I play what I play. I vibe to what I vibe to. Just because you like it or just because he or she likes it does not mean that I have to like it. And I hope that everyone else, you know, builds on that or goes on that through anything in life. Just because the popular thing is this or that does not mean that that's what you have to do. That's not what you have to listen to, what you have to wear, what you have to eat, what you have to watch. That's just it just doesn't fit. You're not an individual, you're a follower if you're just going off what someone else says as opposed to lending your own ear, your own set of eyes, you know, letting your mind decide for you because that's why we're all individuals. Everybody likes something different. You wouldn't be an individual if you like something just because everyone else likes it or wear something because everyone else wears it. That's not what's up. Be an individual, like what you like, and that's it. Uh just wanted to ask a question or pose a question. Does do you people who's ever watching this, do you think that your hip hop taste, the music that you like, the hip hop that you indulge in reflects you as a person or is it just something that you like? Because you can like a particular music, a particular shoe. For example, you can like Jordan sneakers, but that doesn't mean you have to like basketball or you even really like Jordan. I know a lot of people that don't particularly think that Jordan is number one or is not one of their favorite players, but they will consistently buy his shoes. That is a fact for sure. And a lot of people, I'm sure a lot of you know people who do the same if you don't do it yourself. But does it reflect you as a person or is does that just means that you know are into whatever that person like do you identify, you know what I mean? You know, I really think that the hip hop that you like or the hip hop that you listen to is just what it is. You just like it. You like that music. You like that vibe. You like the beat. Most of the time, it's the beat. You know what I'm saying? Like hip hop is it involves lyrics. Hip hop involves dancing, breakdancing in particular. Hip hop involves the beats. Hip hop involves fashion. Hip hop involves a whole lot of stuff. The way you speak, you know, your hairstyle, so forth and so on. It's not just listening to rap music or knowing about rap music or knowing the history about rap music. Hip hop is an entire entity. It's a lifestyle. It's not just, you know, oh, I listen to Kumo D or Ice Cube or Wu Tang Clan or Lil Wayne or T.I. or Common. That doesn't make you hip hop just because you listen to those things. Hip hop is a lifestyle, and every person goes about liking hip hop in a different way, a different because of a different reason. They've started liking it because of this, because of this, because of this, because of this. It's not because you know you listen to everything or you're hip or privy to everything. That doesn't make you more hip hop than the next person. You know what I'm saying? But that's why I wanted to pose that question. Like, you know, does your favorite hip hop artist reflect you as a person? I like a lot of hip hop artists that talk about a lot of different things, but that doesn't mean that I indulge in those things or that, you know, I've participated in this or that or whatever. I just like that artist. I like how they rap. I like the beats that they pick. I like the features that they have on certain songs. That's just my thing. You know what I mean? And it's that's just something to really think about and really dig into because I don't want anybody to think that you know you're more hip hop or less hip hop than somebody because you don't follow whatever their model follows or you don't do whatever they do or like what they like or you know have the same opinion that they have. That is one thing that is very troublesome in my opinion. Like there is no way in the world that you, anyone else has to have the same opinion or at somebody. Like, that doesn't make or break anything. Get the heck out of here. Like, seriously. Like, that is past crazy to me. Because I don't like, let's just say, I don't know, Lupe Fiasco. And you think Lupe Fiasco is dope. You think Lupe Fiasco is this or that. That makes me less hip hop than you because two or three people, these two ladies and these three guys like Lupe Fiasco and I don't. Get out of town. You have lost your mind. Just because you like something and I don't like it does not mean anything. It just means that that's what you like. You know what I'm saying? I like Jordans. I like Wallabies. Some people don't. I don't like Converse. I don't like Reeboks. I don't like Adidas. A lot of people like in the hip hop community like Adidas, shell toe Adidas. I have never in my life liked that shoe. But that doesn't make me less hip hop or more hip hop than the people that do. That is crazy. Who cares, man? That's just that. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't, just because you've, made that the staple in your life and Adidas, a shell toe Adidas shoe, that doesn't mean anything. I think it's whack. Some people think the shoes I like are whack, but that's okay. We're both hip hop. We're all hip hop. We're all born around the same time. Some older than others, some younger than others. Some are the same age as others, but doesn't make you more or less hip hop than anyone. It doesn't. That's just, and if you think that, you're kind of out of line. Like, seriously. Also, does a Mount Rushmore of hip hop really exist? A lot of people have this person, that person, that person, and that person. Mount Rushmore has 4 presidents, 4 U.S. presidents. So your top 4 rappers, we're not doing top 5, your top 4 rappers, does it really, like, can you really create a Mount Rushmore? You can't, because people were born in different eras. There are several dozen new hip hop artists / rappers that are out now that I have no clue about. I don't particularly care to listen to. I may listen to it, I might not listen to it. Like, still doesn't make you or me more or less hip hop than one another. But it's just not my era of rap. I think that a Mount Rushmore of hip hop artists depends on your era of hip hop. Like, if you were born in the 70s, your Mount Rushmore is going to look different. If you were born in the 80s, your Mount Rushmore is going to look different. If you were born in the 90s, your Mount Rushmore is going to look different. Doesn't matter who my Mount Rushmore is, who your Mount Rushmore is, or who anybody's top 4 are. Like, it all depends on personal preference, your opinion, what you like, what gets it going for you. What makes you want to dress this way? What makes you get ready in the morning? What you like to play in your car? What you vibe to? There are a lot of top artists that I never liked. Like, everyone liked this particular person, that particular person, but I didn't like their raps. I liked these people or those people or this person. I think all of it is very opinionated, and a lot of people think that being a hip hop fan, liking certain hip hop, liking certain rappers, liking certain aspects of the hip hop culture, period, mean A, B, and C about you. No, it just means that I'm different than you and I don't like what you like. That's perfectly fine. I don't have to like what you like. No one has to like what anyone likes. You don't have to like what I like at all. And I'm not mad at you for it. I don't care to talk about you or to feel a certain type of way about you because you don't particularly deal with that or that. You like what you like. No one's going to ridicule you because you like what you like. Like, I couldn't care less if you liked what I like. I bump the music that I bump. You know what I'm saying? I got certain music on the walls behind me. That's what I like. That's what I like. I don't care what anybody has to say about it. It's my wall. My ears. My preference, my opinion. You know what I mean? And some people need that kind of nailed and hammered into their brain box. Like, no one has to like what you like. No one. Like, it all goes back to, like, the cafeteria lunch table in high school. You only sit at this table if you got this on, or you like this, or you do this. Man, what? Cut it all the way out, man. You're not cool just because you like that. You're not. Like, you're not popular just because you like that. No one cares but you. And you only want to hang around and be around the people who like what you like. That's not what's up. Hip hop is about a lot of different things. That's why it involves A through Z, because you can pick what you like. Some people like rap, some people don't like breakdancing. Some people like graffiti, and some people don't like fashion necessarily. They don't care about it. They're into spray painting and drawing and writing their letters a certain type of way, painting certain pictures, hanging out in certain areas, being a certain type of way. They don't rap. You know what I'm saying? It really all depends on the person. But as far as a Mount Rushmore, I just don't think it's fair, because a lot of people were born in different eras. So your era is not my era, or the community that you grew up in is not the community that I grew up in. What was played in your household is not what was played in my household. What gets me going in my car on the way to work or school, or dropping kids off, or the family events, or wherever in the world, doesn't get me going. When you're at the, for example, when you're going to the airport, most people have on headphones because they're vibing to what they're vibing to. I, you don't have to listen to the same thing that the next person listens to because they think they're cooler than you. So what? Like what you like. Be an individual and focus on that. You don't have to spread your wings out to like something that you're not used to or that you don't particularly find interesting. That's not what's up. Also, like, I like Griselda. I like Conway. I like West Side Gun. I like Benny a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I like them collectively as a group. Certain individual projects are not living up to what they should be living up to. I like Conway, but his albums haven't been doing anything. Like West Side Gun, but I don't like the albums. I don't like Benny's albums, so forth and so on. But I like them collectively. I like them as a group. I liked them when they first came out, but has their time come and gone? Like, have they had their run? Is it over with? Or I think it's probably dying down. And I'm a Griselda fan. It just might be fading away a little bit. Um, Maybe their time has come and gone. I don't think that they would. They're necessarily a group or individuals that you can just shelf them. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, like, they're not fish grease anymore. They're not hot like that. If they came to your city, maybe they'll sell out. Maybe they wouldn't. It might still be tickets left. The venue might not be full. It might be full. Who knows? I just feel like, you know, time has probably come and gone, and they got what they could they got what they could get out of it. Haven't really seen them all together like that lately, but I'm a fan, particularly Conway. But his albums have kind of been, you know, on the suck side. Like, pause. It just, they haven't been living up to what I think they should be living up to. Maybe someone else has a different opinion, but I don't know. It's it's not what it used to be. It's kind of like, the gas is kind of running low on those guys, and what they brought to the table, and with the hip hop, it kind of reminded me of the Woo a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Mixed in with a little bit of Dipset, and just that vibe where it's bars and dope beats, and West Side Gun made you want to listen to them guys because he is the fly god. I can't even lie, like, for real, like, you know just different aspects of what they brought to the table made you want to go and listen, go to a concert, stream the album, different stuff like that. I really love to hear people's opinions about the things that I'm saying. Like I said, go in the comments, post what you like, say what you like, let me know what's really good. But you know That's what that is. I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan. I think that, you know, and I don't think, I just hope that, this next Conway project that's coming out is above subpar. Like, I don't like the below average stuff that they've been putting out, and that's just the truth of the matter. Like, it's been very, very below average, which is crazy to me. But hey, it is what it is. 2025 so far, we've had quite a few rap albums out, and you know, just say we had 20. I think I've only listened to, let me not say listened to, but cared to indulge in four of them. Four, just four hip hop albums for me. Find a lot of stuff hard to listen to. Don't really like a lot of stuff, but there are four projects, in my opinion, that could be in the running for albums of the year. And those four artists are Freddie Gibbs, Clips, Jujilla, and Benny. Out of those four, I'm rocking with Freddie Gibbs and Jujilla. Uh, I like the music. Bars resonate with me. Um, I like the flow. Music selection is superb to me. Can ride in my car all day and bump those two albums. Amongst the group of people that I associated with, these are the albums that we talk about more than others. Been a whole lot of other album releases this year, but I don't think they compare to these four. Freddie Gibbs has definitely proven that he's a rapper. Like, he can rap to almost anything. He picked great producer Alchemist to produce tracks for him. He can just rap, man. He's very good. Um, it's not something that you probably are going to be able to play at the family barbecue because of the language, but I would suggest that you go and stream Freddie Gibbs. You can start from the beginning if you want, but this latest album, uh, yeah, it's a go for me. Jujilla. Now, I'm new to being up on Jew. Fam is dope. Fam could rap. I don't know him personally. I know he's from Chicago, which is cool. I'm from Chicago, and I rock with that. Don't know him personally. Don't know how old he is or any of that type of stuff. He knows some of the same people that I know, but the raps have been doing it for me. Like, I rock with Buddy. Like, I think he has another album coming out this year too, which is cool. I'm gonna bump that too. But like, Freddie Gibbs, Jujilla, those are two albums I could ride to and just be smooth. And you don't have to skip any songs. Like, usually you get an album, it's like, just say it got 10 tracks, you probably like 6 or 7 of them. I like every song on Jujilla's album. Like, I don't skip nothing. I don't skip a thing. It is what it is. I rock with it. It's dope to me. You know what I'm saying? I hope he keeps it coming. Uh, yeah, man. Like, I'm glad fam put out something, that you don't have to skip to. It's just my opinion. Like I said, you don't have to have the same opinion as me. That's my opinion. That's what, that's the type of hip hop that I like. You know what I'm saying? It gets a lot of play in my ride. And yeah, Clips, been waiting for it for a very long doggone time, man. I like the Clips. I'm a fan of Pusha T. I'm a fan of Malice. Malice been kind of mauling his brother on these tracks. He got raps as well. You know, Pharrell produced the whole thing. Other people trying to diss the album or whatever, but cut the malarkey, man. Like, just cut it out, bro. Like, it's a solid album. is something that I feel like, you know, people should be bumping as well, along with the other albums that I just talked about. But like, you can't hate on it. You can't say it's not a good album. They rapping on the album, and that's what I like. I like good raps, good beats, good point of view, good storytelling, topics on point. There's nothing you can say about it. Like, there's nothing that you can't be mad at nothing. Like, it is what it is. I like it. You know what I'm saying? Benny. Benny has a new album out, and I rock with it. But like I said before, I don't know if Griselda is riding the same wave that they rode when they first came in. When we first, the masses, when I say we, when we first heard about them or got up on the music, it's not the same, but it's still an above average album. I would recommend, somebody go stream that. People go listen to it. Take a listen for yourself. Out of the four albums four artists I just named, take a listen to their new albums. Gibbs, Clips, Jujilla, Benny. Take a listen to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, take a listen to it. It might be worth your time. It might be worth the effort that you put in to press play. You know what I mean? Lastly, I would like to discuss a little bit of sports. Little bit. Lately, people in the NBA have been signing some very good contracts, getting a lot of money. I don't know what anyone thinks of these signings, or if stuff is going the way that it went in your head. 2K is gonna be crazy. People being traded to different teams, people being injured and their team not gonna look like anything this coming season. A lot of mix-ups, a lot of money being exchanged, a lot of people not wanting to be in certain places, a lot of people being released by teams. It's just really crazy. I'm a very, 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 very big basketball fan. I love basketball, and not to mention Jordan will always be my number one. Let's put that out there right now. But I will always be an NBA fan. I just feel like these trades and these teams need to make up their mind. I'm glad that people can, I used to be a guy who thought that you should stay with one team, or you should, build with this team because that's who you got drafted to. But like, it doesn't work like that. And maybe this is the new wave. Like, it doesn't fit. Let me go somewhere else where it might fit. Let me do this. Let me do that. It might not even be guys wanting to play for a different team, coach, or have different teammates. It might just be, you ever thought about this? It might just be, hey, I always wanted to live in this particular city: Chicago, Houston, Los Angeles, Orlando, New York City. There might you have the money. You're a millionaire. Maybe you just want to go to that city and live because that's somewhere where you want to end up being after retirement, or that's somewhere where you want to be because your family is there. Maybe you met a companion there, a significant other. Maybe you have some off the court business going in that particular city. That's where you want to be. Maybe you just like the different things to do in that city. No one really thinks of that. You just think that, okay, I'm gonna get drafted to this team, and I should be loyal to this team. And me putting thought into it, I'm like, people are people. You're a human being. You might want to go somewhere. If you had the money, wouldn't you go somewhere if you could? I mean, during the season, they really, they travel to different cities and here and there for 2 days, 3 days, one day, go to the next city. They might, it might be like that. They might have gone to a city that they really enjoy and they want to be there full time. Being there full time is, let me play for this team. Let me see how that works. All right, let me find a house here. It's just that easy for a millionaire. Like, we don't think about these things. We always, in my opinion, once again, my opinion, put things in a self perspective. Like, what would I do? Well, you're not a millionaire. So, maybe some millionaires are listening to this video, this podcast, this show, but that may not be the move for you. That's the move for them. We got to keep that in mind. But, the trades, the money being exchanged is just something that has become the norm in the NBA. I like it. It's entertaining. I can't wait for the season to start. It's just all good in my opinion. You know what I mean? But who knows? You know, I hope the season goes well for a lot of different players, particularly Kevin Durant. I'm a big fan, and I love basketball. I hope it works out. I just hope the NBA is just as entertaining as it has been in the past. But until next time, I will see you guys. This is your boy Alex. Holla at your boy.
From the beginning, don't make no mistakes. Better play it safe. Move with caution, my nigga. Watch out for the snakes. It was all good for a minute. Keep your shit straight. Get it right from the beginning. Don't make no mistakes. Better play it safe. Move with caution, my nigga. Watch out for the